So I'm sitting here in London, and we're doing the Good Morning Football show every day out on this beautiful park, and it's in front of the Tower Bridge. It's really spectacular, and the British people have come up and they line the barricades like you see a million times, whether it be on an ESPN show, College Game Day, or whatever. It's just your standard fans. But what's really cool about London here is that it's such a melting pot of different NFL fans. It's not just the two fan bases that are playing. You stand up and you look, and you can just go down the line, and there's without exaggerating, you can see 13 different team logos on a shirt or a hat or anything, and it's really kind of cool. So I was standing up and I was saying, okay, there's a Saints fan, there's a Dolphins fan, and there's a Bills fan. And I remember as I got to each of them, it was kind of exciting that they were there. And then I got to just this poor sap, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And you know what hat he was wearing? Yeah, he was wearing a Raiders hat. This guy sitting there wearing his black hat, cool logo, everything. I was like, "Oh, the Raiders. God, that sucks." 0-3, and I just hate what's going on with the Raiders right now. Not only the Josh McDaniels closed door meeting with the owner after the third straight loss to start the season, then you get Devontae. So Devontae basically did the kind of NBA equivalent of calling a timeout when the opponent is on a run. You know, the team, the coach will be sitting there on the bench, and the opponent gets a bucket and another bucket, and now they're up 6, now they're up 8, now they're up 10. All right, timeout, that's enough. Got to stop the bleeding. Got to chill this crowd out. Got to stop the momentum. I feel like Devontae Adams is 0-3, and he says, "All right, time the bleep out. Timeout. Timeout." And he says, Devontae Adams, this is a quote, "Expect more. It's not easy to win in this league. We know that. Nobody's naive to the fact that nobody's going to lay down and just give you a victory. But at the end of the day, we expect more, and we will do better as we move forward." I hope so. It's strange. He's got to be in shock right now. Shock. Think about Devontae Adams' life, okay? From the second that they lost that playoff game to the 49ers, he knew he was gone. He knew that was the last dance. He knew that was his last season in Green Bay, and it's this terrible playoff game loss in the conditions in which he didn't do much, and Rodgers couldn't find him. But, oh well, too bad. I'll just have to go make all the money in the world to move to Las Vegas and play with my old college buddy and be the biggest star on the team. That sounds great. It really does sound great. Massive contract. Derek Carr, my face is in the side of Mandalay Bay. I'm going to put up huge numbers. And now he's like, we're 0-3? 0-3, not 0-1 or 0-2. We're 0-3. We're in free fall. And he's saying now he's trying to make the speech, which I respect. He's trying to be a leader. I don't know, though, man. You know who they're playing next? They're playing the Broncos next. So if you lose to the Broncos, who, like, that's a bad loss. They're 2-1, but they've just looked so ugly and so weird. Another divisional loss. Now you're 0-4. You know who they play after the Broncos? They play at the Chiefs, and then a bye. So they go to a bye at best 1-4. Like, that's like, I mean, you could say they're going to be 2-3. Come on, have you watched the Raiders? I really like the Raiders. I love Max Crosby. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I root for McDaniels. I guess I like Derek Carr, but I just hate the direction they're headed. I hate it. If they lose this weekend, you're 0-4. It's a full-blown panic. And listen, the Davis family will do things differently than the rest of the league. They do not bow to convention or anything like that. And I'm not saying that you're going to fire Josh McDaniels in the middle of the first season. That would be really extreme, ludicrous, and expensive. But cutting players, having strange press conferences, firing people. I mean, that's how Pops used to do it at the overhead projector. Mark Davis's father had an entire press conference literally with the same overhead projector that your 6th grade social studies teacher used, and just lit up Lane Kiffin, who was the youngest coach of all time, who he hired, and all things about Jamarcus Russell. If you don't know it, you might be a little young for it. Go watch it online. His kid is now about to be coaching over maybe an 0-4, 0-5 team headed into the bye week in a brand new stadium, costs a lot of money, with a brand new receiver, brand new pass rusher, brand new head coach, and just they suck. And they're going to be 0-something unless they turn this thing around. I just hate it. There's about 5 teams that I unapologetically root for just because they're a cool brand in the league. I like the flavor of ice cream that they give. I always talk all the time that I like the variety cereal pack in the NFL. I like the Raiders cereal. I do. I like it. I like the Steelers cereal. I try to like the Bears, but it's a little bit close and personal for me, and it's just been too long. There's other ones. You want to like the Jet cereal. It's rotten. It's disgusting. It's terrible. You've waited for years. Although Zach Wilson's back, that's kind of exciting. There's one of those brands of cereal. Frankly, I don't need the Arizona Cardinals cereal or the Seattle Seahawks cereal. I don't dislike them, but I'm not like, I have to have those in my pantry to round out my cereal collection. I got to have the Raiders. I do. And then this was supposed to be the year they had a new formula and it was enlarged to show texture on the box. And there's a new mascot and a new thing. There's a toy down there underneath. The toy's broken. It's a stupid magnifying glass. It's broken in half. The cereal sucks. I'm disappointed. I'm spitting it out. I don't want to. I want to enjoy that cereal. But my God, 0-3. I say it all the time. You can be 0-1. You can even be 0-2, like the Bengals. You cannot be 0-3. Get out of my face. I don't even have the percentages right here of teams that have made the playoffs after 0-3. It's awful. Awful, awful, awful. And something dramatic has to change. And I don't know if it's happening. So this is a very, very negative diatribe, and I have more positive things to talk about, including in the next segment. But for right now, I just hate the direction that the Raiders are headed, and I hope they turn it around. But look, how often do you have a bad trip in Las Vegas and you just suddenly do a 180 and save it? It's very rare. And you try dramatic things, whatever you're into, going to certain types of establishments, certain types of, substances. Maybe you said, you know what, screw it, I'll just put $1,000 on black. It's a random, rash decision-making type of town, and I would hope that would not happen for the Las Vegas Raiders, but something needs to happen. Broncos are coming. Don't lose to Danger Russ and his Subway commercial. Don't do that. Don't do it.